Hey everyone, it's Friday, which means it's time to deploy. Unfortunately, Jim is not here. He's working on super awesome, super secret things, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and forge without him. He sends his best. So let's go ahead and get started with the news. As you all know, we are contributors to the Argo project. So if you go to argoproj.github.io, you'll see a site that looks like this. We care a great deal about Argo, and obviously being power users and supporters of the project, we care a great deal about it, which is really nice because we are happy to announce priority support for Argo from the original Argo enterprise. So basically, Codefresh is announcing public access to enterprise support for Argo CD, Argo workflows, Argo rollouts, and Argo events, and whether you're using the community or enterprise versions from Codefresh. So Codefresh, which is part of Octopus Deploy now, is the original Argo enterprise, and as with our experience architecting, deploying, and scaling Argo across a wide variety of environments and companies, we've done this across more than anyone on the planet. And so since launching Argo Enterprise in 2020, Codefresh has offered users enterprise-level support for Argo, and this includes reactive and proactive support to help companies succeed and keep instances running smoothly. And so we're pleased to announce that we've extended this to provide support to Argo users who aren't using Codefresh GitOps. So what does this include? Well, essentially, it includes priority bug fixes from Argo maintainers, a dedicated technical support account management, 24/7 global coverage, obviously, a very aggressive SLA to resolve issues, and of course, proactive support to architect, install, implement, upgrade, and avoid issues with Argo. So you can check out more on our website at codefresh.io/enterprise-argo-support. And this is super awesome, and you're going to hear a lot more about this going forward. To help complement this announcement, we are going to be hosting a webinar. So this is a webinar that we'll be hosting entitled 5 Common Argo CD Issues and How to Fix Them. This will be hosted by Dan Garfield, who's our VP of Open Source here at Octopus Deploy, and he'll be talking about all the common issues that you see around Argo CD, and he'll cover a little bit about our Argo support that we've just announced, which is super cool. So make sure to sign up for that, and we'll be having that listed on our webinars page, which is here. So if you go to /webinars, you'll see a page that looks like this. Recently, I hosted the Octopus 101, that was yesterday, and we've got some coming up. Later on September 19th, we've got DevTools, a partner of ours, hosting Kubernetes deployment strategies, shifting from Jenkins to modern CD. And then on October 9th, we've got a leader's guide to Kubernetes CD at scale with Bob and Dan. And the one we don't have here listed is, of course, the one featuring our the common Argo CD issues and how to resolve them. That one will be listed here, but of course, you now have the link for that. So there you go. Awesome. Moving right along. This is a post from Pavel entitled Octopus Cloud Architecture. So this is basically complementary to the webinar that we hosted earlier. That's available up on our YouTube channel. And so we talked a great deal about how we utilize Kubernetes for supporting Octopus Cloud. And so Pavel took a few minutes here to write a blog post talking a little bit about what Octopus Cloud is, what are the foundations, how we utilize Kubernetes, etc. So this is kind of pulling back the kimono a little bit on what we do around Octopus Cloud. It's a really interesting blog post if you're at all curious about how we run Octopus Cloud. So feel free to check that out from Pavel, which is awesome. This is a blog post from Paul. Paul has been talking a great deal recently about some accomplishments. You saw him on the last episode of Deploy on Friday with Jim and I, talking about the 300 employees we now have working at Octopus, and the fact we've recently broken the 100 million Australian ARR number, which is awesome. Another blog post that Paul recently wrote was this one called Fair and Transparent, a deep dive into compensation at Octopus Deploy. So if you're not curious about how we do compensation here at Octopus Deploy, Paul has articulated this. We've had a very open book regarding this. And so Paul has even gone so far as sharing the actual slides that we shared internally with the group, and you can check these out here if you're all curious. Paul has shared these, and basically he talks a great deal about how we do compensation at Octopus, which is super awesome. The idea is that, if for whatever reason, if say, for example, the compensation of all the salaries of people working at Octopus accidentally got leaked or printed out on a printer, would there be anything that we'd have to be concerned about, etc.? And the answer is no, because we're very transparent about how we do this. And we've even gone so far as hosting a blog post, but also a podcast episode that Paul was on talking about pay transparency. So this is something you can check out. If you're all interested about finding out more about this, you can check out the tables we've created. Paul's gone into a very elaborate detail about everything regarding the way in which we do compensation here at Octopus, which is very, very cool. Paul's also been busy. He was recently on the Startup Playbook podcast. So he talked a little bit about how he founded Octopus, the story, the plus 10-year journey that he's been on with Sonia. And episode 197 features him talking about how to turn a weekend project into a $100 million ARR or annual recurring revenue business. And so this is a really great story to learn about the backstory around Paul, what he did, him and Sonia building the business, etc., along with all the other links that Paul cites. So make sure to check that out. It's super interesting. Moving right along, we have Shipped coming up. 67 days. It's starting to get a little bit interesting now. So we have a lot of sessions that have been added. As I've mentioned to you all previously, we have an open speaker session available through Sessionize. And so feel free to submit your sessions. We have extended the deadline to September 18th, so make sure to get those entries in. We have well over, I think we have almost 50 sessions that have been submitted, which is cool. But make sure to reserve your seat. Once we have all the sessions locked down, we're going to publish the agenda, and then from there you can go ahead and register. But in the meantime, you can save your seat. This will give you access, obviously, to early access to this. We're going to have a lot of really cool things going on during Shipped. I can't share everything right now, but you will learn more about that in a short time. This is a webinar recording of the Octopus 101 that I hosted. So if you're all interested in finding out more about how Octopus works, you can see me doing a demo of this. This is kind of meta, watching me do a demo as I'm doing this recording of Deploy on Friday. But if you're all curious about what Octopus is and how it works and kind of like kicking the tires, this is a really good primer on this. And we did this live, so you can see questions came in, etc. Runs for about 55 minutes, so feel free to check that out. Latest edition of Codefresh Insiders has been published, so this is for September. What's new? We have personalized menus, a powerful feature that gives admins control over the Codefresh platform sidebar menu. We've talked about the video that was published around that. New search mechanism and experience, context aware with AI for precise answers. Fixed pipeline variables to include pull request titles. GitOps current state view provides external links for ingress resources, and of course, bug fixes. All these and more are listed as part of the Insiders post that is up on LinkedIn. We talk a lot about these new features, and we also cite the fact that we were recently in Sydney and Melbourne giving a whole host of certifications. This was part of KCD Sydney, and we were there giving folks a leg up on their GitOps certifications. So we ran the GitOps Fundamentals and GitOps at Scale courses there, and we saw a lot of really cool things going on there. And of course, all the announcements around events that we'll be citing in just a second here. But this is the latest edition of the Insiders. You can subscribe to this through our LinkedIn, so you can check that out there. Speaking of events, of course, we've got GitHub Universe coming up in October. Lots of really cool stuff planned for that. Of course, KubeCon is coming in November and Shipped as well. Lots of events coming up in 2025. We're already looking at what we're doing around that. Expect to see us at KubeCon. Expect to see us at a lot of the other events that we've been to before. I know that we'll be at DevOps Live in London. So that's really cool. None of which we've published here, but it's early days. So feel free to tune in at /events for more information about that. And one of the side events that we'll be running is we're going to be hosting a networking event as part of being at KubeCon. So this is an event that will, at GitHub Universe, in San Francisco. We're going to be at the Tipsy Pig event. And so if you're all curious, you can check this out. This will be on the 29th, running from 6:30 to 9:30. If you're in the area, feel free to register and let us know. We do have limited spaces, and this will fill up, so feel free to express your interest there. This is a new case study that we've published. Unily reduced customer downtime from 1 hour to 9.5 minutes with Octopus. They utilize ServiceNow as part of this implementation they did. really cool case study here. Love reading case studies like this. This is available up at our case studies. These and other case studies, you can find out more by visiting our customers page. And this is at the URL here, which is /case studies. So you can check out all the case studies we have there. And Unily is now one of many case studies we have listed. So feel free to check those out. This is a post highlighting some of the thoughts and feelings we had around KCD Sydney. We had a really great time being there, met a lot of really cool folks, and ran our GitHub certifications, which is cool, meeting a lot of customers. Rob here did a presentation talking about Octopus Deploy. And of course, it was really great to chat with all of you at KCD Sydney, which was very awesome. And then something worth mentioning, you may not know, we actually have a referral program. So we have recently hit 300 employees, but that doesn't mean we're stopped growing and we're not going to rest on our laurels. And so if you have a referral or you know someone who might be interested in joining us, the people team have an incentive for you. You can actually get a $500 gift card sent to you if you make a suggestion for a person listed on our careers page. And referral turns into a hire. So that's something that you can check out there, which is really, really cool. And then finally, wrapping things up, this is a thread that came up on our Dog's Life channel. We have an internal Slack for this, which is cool. Daniel has recently moved to Seattle, and he posted a couple pictures of his dogs. And of course, this is really cool. And of course, I had to break out my photo editor and make a little homage here to the Lion King. But yeah, we love our dogs here at Octopus Deploy, so that's really cool to see. Anyway, with that wraps up the week that was of Octopus Deploy. Jim sends his regards, and until next time, happy deployments. We'll see you on the next one.